turn back, turn back, turn back. Somebody's following you.
They're thinking they're trying to rob us.
Now is the time to completely fall apart.
Friends, in this video, we will continue our adventure of independently traveling Africa in a 4x4 camper.
We're on the road! We have a car!
We are on the road and we have a car.
And although I would much rather tell you about the incredible nature and culture that can be experienced on such a journey, then there, of course, are also bad things like corruption and crime that most travelers encounter.
Namibia was the last country where I expected an opportunistic scheme like this.
And so today, we bring you along to see the dark side of self-driving Africa.
It's gonna be the first time in my life when I'm gonna go to sleep with an axe.
As you might remember from the last episode, we had just left behind our first national park, which in soft terms was a bit rough.
They didn't give us tools from the rental company, so there's just one way to get it off.
Let's go, there's lions.
And therefore, before we could start heading towards the border between Botswana and Namibia, there was some urgent business we needed to attend.
So we don't have a number plate. We don't have a number plate anymore.
To sort of increase our chances to actually be allowed over the border. Well, maybe my memory of the place was a little bit distorted.
Maybe they're just gonna put the screws through the number plate. They don't have new frames.
And more or less 7 minutes later,
now it has a proper mechanical connection. Thank you guys. We got a number plate back on. It cost us a heavy price of one Coca-Cola. The guys were super nice, they helped us, and it just comes to show you that there's good people all around the world. A lot of people told us that you need to agree on the mechanics price before you go and everything like this, but this guy just helped us. I asked how much, he said, you can get me a gold drink. So he got the bottle of Coca-Cola for €1.
it is truly amazing how much one simple human interaction can lift your mood. And now, with big smiles on our faces, there was but one goal: to make it to Puitepos border station before the sunset.
Driving in Botswana, it's quite an interesting feeling. The country is so empty.
Completely empty. There's no people. The roads are empty as well.
It almost felt like there was more cows and horses in this land compared to humans.
Horses. So many horses.
Cruising between the endless green fields was actually quite nice and relaxing. Yet little did we know that all of this was about to change as we reached the border itself.
It was way more bumpy than we expected. It was supposed to be a border point between two countries that don't have corruption.
Yet after driving through the gate, the first person we encountered was a middle-aged lady.
Asks if we had sugary drinks and waters or something to have.
It honestly felt strange to have a government official asking if we had something in our camping fridge that she could have as a gift.
And when Joe said that he had water, the lady was like, okay, yeah, no, but obviously she was wanting something.
However, quite soon we would realize that this was only just the beginning. And after spending an hour filling out all the correct forms and documents, we were directed to the final customs check.
And when we were at the customs and they were checking the car, they found out that we had cheese and eggs and veggies. And they said that this is not allowed.
Yeah, and he was like, what can we do? And I told him, I can throw them away. Show me when. He's like, no, you don't need to throw away. Is there something else that we could do?
Then they discovered that we had a fuel jerry can full of fuel on top of their, like on the roof. But when we asked, can we pour it into the tank? He also said no. We were like, okay, we can throw it away. We can pour it on the whatever place you show us. And he was like getting visibly agitated at us because we were obviously not picking up on the hints. And then in the end, he asked us where we're from. And we said Estonia. He asked like, what currency do you use? And we said euro. And then he said, oh, do you have euros for my money collection? And we said, no, we don't carry any euros. We don't carry any cash because we have a card. And then he was like, okay, these dumb people are not gonna give me anything. And he let it go.
So from our experience, I can say that dealing with corrupt officials is like a dance. You see, directly asking for money is dangerous for the officers because if proven guilty, it can cost them their job. But if you're willing to spend 30 minutes, then the best way to deal with them is to always be smiley and positive, while at the same time acting as dumb as humanly possible. Yes, they will usually ask you in many different ways.
Do you have euros for my money collection?
But once it is clear that you are simply not picking up on the cues, they will most likely let you go to save themselves some time. Oh, and if you enjoyed the little anti-corruption story, then also consider subscribing to the channel. Doing this sends the right message to the algorithm and really helps us create more videos like this.
Welcome to Namibia!
Took 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, way longer than we expected.
Yeah.
But still way less than in Iran-Iraq border that took 6 hours.
Well, after a hustle like this, the only thing we could dream of was some greasy comfort food. And the first place that met the criteria happened to be a world-famous chicken place in a town called Kobabis. As you can probably guess, the food was a little below average, like always in such places. But much more importantly, while there, we did something that turned out to be a huge mistake. And we realized it about a minute after leaving.
We were on our way to the ATM and the KFC lady ran across the street and was like, turn back, turn back, turn back, somebody's following you.
Yeah, they're trying to rob us. They're waiting for us to go to the ATM. Jesus. Like on the other side of the road, the people who worked in the restaurant, they stopped us and said that straight after us, 2 people ran after us. They're thinking they're trying to rob us. So they asked us to quickly come back.
We made a mistake. We asked local ladies inside KFC where to find an ATM because the one that was supposed to be on the map went there. And apparently some local heard it and it was just like, ooh, potentially free money from the white people.
The 4 ladies who worked at the restaurant all saw it happening, and apparently such things are relatively common around here, so they quickly called the police.
Now we had another chat with the restaurant people and I'm afraid.
Apparently our car was now tagged, meaning that our description was given over the phone, and they expected there to be 2 to 4 cars ready to jump us as soon as we left the town center.
TIA. This is Africa.
We had never been in a situation like this, and suddenly the air was thick with tension. The whole town now seemed hostile.
Maybe we should just hit it. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we should wait the police and then drive outside of the city to like a secure park, like a camping spot, like a secure lot.
Seconds turned into minutes. And once nearly an hour had passed without the police arriving, we were starting to run out of time.
Never expected this to happen in the first 2 hours of entering Namibia. I really don't know what to do in such a situation.
The sun was slowly setting, and as the darkness fell outside, our situation grew worse by the minute. And so we decided to make a run for it.
We needed to do something. We couldn't stay there for an hour and wait for the police because it's getting dark and we live in a tent.
We drove fast, used little side streets to escape, and somehow, finally, made it to a place that seemed relatively safe.
We just found a small camp at the edge of the town, and it looks like it has video surveillance, a night guard, so that's where we're gonna spend our first night in Namibia. I can't believe that people actually wanted to rob us. Like, holy Jesus.
It took few minutes to book ourselves onto the site, and for the first time in hours, we felt like the worst now was behind us.
How are you feeling?
I'm pretty shaken. Now is the time to completely fall apart. Because we've dealt with the situation, we got ourselves safe, so I can have a meltdown. It was a shitty situation and we had to be in it. We had to figure out what to do fast. And I don't want to sound prejudiced, but Namibia was the last country where I expected an opportunistic scheme like this.
Setting up camp that night felt strange, and constantly we needed to remind ourselves what actually matters.
What a day.
But we are safe, we are together, and we have a nice place to sleep. This is our life's priorities.
Even though the danger was now behind us, then still our minds were somewhere else.
You can hold this, I'll go to the shower.
Do you just keep me here?
Bye.
Because on a normal day, I wouldn't think of even hurting a fly, but on this particular evening,
It's gonna be the first time in my life when I'm gonna go to sleep with an axe. If it's people who are trying to steal you with a knife, well, maybe it does something. If it's a gun, I don't even like to think like this, but...
Okay. We will see you again tomorrow with some hopefully not more exciting things. We've had a lot of excitement for today. Maybe a little bit too much even. Okay, good night.
luckily a good night's sleep was exactly the thing we needed to sort of calm our heads.
Oh, bless the rains down in Africa.
And as we woke up the next day, most of the panic had passed.
It's day number 6 for us in Africa. And so far, it's been raining on every day. And I think locals are thinking that we're a blessing, that we come and it rains. But yeah, it just feels a little weird.
As we got the so-called morning necessities sorted, it was again time to hit the road. And I'm not gonna lie, trusting Namibia after such an incident wasn't easy. Days passed with this strange feeling of uncertainty deep within us. And on more than one occasion, Liisu had to accept the fact that during the nights instead of her, I was cuddling with an axe. But I think what finally helped us shake this feeling was stone-cold proof that what we had experienced was just bad luck. You see, on our journey, we met many more police officers who, believe it or not, wanted nothing to do with corruption.
Hello, sir. How are you? Good. How are you? Thank you.
And many more people who sincerely wanted to help us without expecting nothing in return. So, I guess the lesson we learned from all of this was simple. There are bad people, even in the nicest places of the world. And well, if you're unlucky enough to encounter them, then I sincerely hope that you have 4 lovely KFC workers watching your back. Ladies, thank you again for saving our asses. So there it was. Friends, thank you for watching. And lastly, if you have any specific questions about self-driving or renting a car in Africa, then please leave them in the comments below. We are currently putting together a travel guide that would make such an adventure easy for everyone. And soon it can be yours through the link in the description of this video. Take care and bye.